Today on Mentavax, we're diving into a psychological, philosophical, and technological storm. What if every human shared the same memories?
I'm just hoping nobody remembers that time I tripped in front of a whole mall.
Your memories, now everyone's memories. No secrets, no silence. One global mind.
Imagine waking up and remembering a life that isn't yours. Someone else's childhood, their heartbreaks, their victories. But it wouldn't just be about exposure. It would redefine communication, empathy, even identity itself.
So every heartbreak, every embarrassing moment, every dance move you regret, yeah, everyone gets to relive it.
Let's break this down. If everyone shared the same memories, it means every experience, every thought, every feeling would be globally accessible.
Education would be instant. You wouldn't learn history. You'd live it.
So a 5-year-old could recall the civil rights movement, Beethoven's first composition, or even your grandmother's breakup in high school.
From the moment you're born, you wouldn't just learn from parents and teachers. You'd remember centuries of lives. It would blur the line between personal and collective pain. Compassion could skyrocket, or society could break.
Yikes. So you could be brushing your teeth and suddenly relive someone's trauma from across the world?
But here's the twist. You'd also feel the pain of war, the grief of loss, the horror of abuse, not just intellectually, emotionally. Truth wouldn't just be known, it would be felt. But so would shame, regret, and betrayal.
So basically lie detectors are out, total recall is in, bad day to be a politician.
Forget crime investigations. Everyone would remember what happened. Guilt, innocence, no need for debate. Trust would be total or non-existent. Intimacy might deepen or implode.
That's one way to ruin a date night. Wait, you still remember his smile?
Relationships would change forever, no hiding. Your partner would literally feel every past romance you've had. A global consciousness, beautiful or overwhelming.
So like, no more my culture versus yours, just ours?
Culture as we know it would dissolve. If everyone remembers every ritual, every language, every origin, identity becomes collective.
What if I can't tell if that cringy middle school memory was mine or everyone's? Either way, I'm still embarrassed.
Where do you end and the rest of humanity begin? If every thought is shared, can you still say, that memory is mine?
Let's talk about the weight of it. If billions of memories flood your mind, joy, grief, confusion, how long before your own identity dissolves?
Therapy, so, how are you feeling today, and whose life are you feeling it from?
Psychologists might not help you with your past, but with everyone else's that got dumped into your head.
Mental health would become a crisis. Overstimulation, identity confusion, trauma looping. Therapists would be memory filters.
Like emotional VPNs, sorry, no shared trauma today, I'm on private mode.
Entire communities might go off-grid. Reject memory sharing, live only with what's born inside their own skull.
Some would rebel. Not everyone wants to feel everything. Memory anarchists, clean minds, digital blockers. Resistance would rise.
Beethoven plus Beyoncé plus your grandma's humming equals the next viral song.
You'd create not just from experience, but from humanity's entire emotional palette.
But it wouldn't all be chaos. Imagine the creativity. Musicians composing from centuries of sound. Painters channeling memories of cultures they've never seen.
Okay, but does that mean math class comes with shared trauma too, asking for a friend?
That kind of learning builds empathy. It's one thing to know what happened, Another to remember it like it happened to you.
Education would be immersive. You don't read history, you remember it. Wars, revolutions, civil rights, every child would grow up feeling history.
And nightmares, a billion people screaming test I didn't study for in unison.
Dreaming becomes a network, a subconscious forum, shared visions, collective fears, global hopes.
Even sleep changes. Imagine dreaming someone else's dream, waking up with memories you never lived.
Sorry, that rebellion you just remembered has been flagged and erased for your safety.
A new kind of censorship, not of words, but of experiences.
With memory comes power, and with power comes control. Governments might regulate which memories are shared or suppressed.
So, I suddenly remember I was a war hero and also invented cheese?
The ultimate propaganda. Not rewriting history, but inserting it into your brain.
Now imagine memory wasn't just shared, but engineered. What if someone could upload fake memories and make the whole world remember something that never happened?
Suddenly everyone thinks Tuesday never existed.
It's truth by majority, or manipulation. A skilled hacker could shift global perception overnight.
This could break reality. If people remember different versions of the same event, how do you prove what's true?
Sorry, we all remember what you did in Vegas, and it did not stay there.
But it also raises privacy questions. If we all remember everything, can forgiveness exist? And can privacy exist?
Now consider justice. With shared memories, every crime could be remembered by everyone. No need for testimony, no evidence tampering.
So I'm basically a group chat in human form now? Great.
Individual identity may vanish. You'd think with the world's mind, but lose your own.
Selfhood would begin to blur. Are you still you, when every voice, every heartbreak, every decision exists inside your head?
Now streaming premium childhood trauma, $4.99 a month.
It'd be tribal, not by race or religion, but by memory packages. Reality as a subscription plan.
Some might retreat, create gated memory communities, only select memories allowed, filtered histories, customized truth.
Baby's first words, the human condition is exhausting.
Imagine understanding love before you ever felt it, or grief before you've even spoken a word.
A child newly born would instantly carry the weight of civilization, joy, art, trauma, war. Would they be wise or overwhelmed?
I'd like a curated playlist of only happy birthdays and pet cuddles, please.
Would you trust them to choose your emotional history? Or would we demand free, chaotic memory for all?
We may need new professions, memory architects, curators, even emotional firewalls, people who decide what we remember.
So Grandpa's bad jokes live forever? Chilling.
Every goodbye becomes a download. Every farewell becomes a shared archive. We'd never truly lose anyone again.
Even death would change. When someone passes, their memories wouldn't fade. They'd remain accessible, immortal.
You'd never move on, just scroll back.
Grief would change. Loss would never be full. But healing might never finish either.
We'd visit people not at graves, but in memory halls, sit beside their thoughts, relive their joys, rethink their regrets.
And movies just hit sync and cry together in your sleep.
No more did you hear about. Now it's remember when we all felt that.
Storytelling, art, music, they would evolve. Not just stories told, but stories remembered together.
Wanted for remembering stuff we deleted?
And what of the rebels? The people who refuse to remember what others demand? Would they be outlaws, or the last individuals?
But what happens when governments control memory, a curated reality, state-approved feelings, history reauthored?
Or it gets weirder. You cry and your neighbor across the world starts crying too.
Violence drops, prejudice fades. If you truly feel what others feel, cruelty gets harder.
But maybe empathy wins. When you feel everyone's pain, injustice becomes impossible to ignore.
One big group project, with better snacks.
We start being billions of strangers. We become one narrative.
In a world of shared memory, we may lose solitude, but gain something else, unity.
And hey, if you already remember liking and subscribing, great. If not, do it now. We'll all remember together.
Memory defines us, so what happens when everyone remembers everything?
Thanks for joining us on Mentavax. This isn't just science fiction. It's a mirror, asking us who we are, when we're not alone in our minds. If every memory was shared, what would you still keep to yourself?